Hi, sunshines. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Carl and I'm a Nigerian YouTuber currently living in British Columbia, Canada, and you are most definitely welcome. So, guys, today I'm going to be sharing how I got my first job in Canada. Not my first job as a support worker, because currently I work as a community support worker. Not my first job as a support worker, but like my first job in general in Canada. I did two different kind of jobs before I eventually, got a job in support work. But yeah, one thing I'm going to say is I got this job without any referral. A lot of times people think that it is so difficult to get a job when you don't have referral. I don't think referral is like, yeah, if referral plays a role in you being able to get like some type of maybe consideration, but it's still up to you to make them want to hire you. It's still up to you. Your resume, you have to bring your A game. And even in your interview, let's say you make it to the interview stage, you have to bring your A game. You can't rely on the fact that someone referred you. You have maybe a sister in the company, you have a friend, you know someone in the company. You can't really like depend on that and think that, oh, I'm going to get the job, or I'm going to have a preferential treatment. Maybe your source, maybe the person that's referring you is someone that has been with the company for a very long time, so maybe they will take that into consideration, but that's not going to be what is going to make them hire you. You have to pull your own weight. You have to bring your own personality, bring your own, like, let them know why you want to be hired. Let them know the kind of value you're going to bring to the company. So yeah, referral doesn't do all the work when it comes to like getting a job in Canada. It helps, but it really doesn't do that much. It doesn't make that much difference. But yeah, anyways, that aside, the first job I got was a customer service sales representative job. So that particular job, it's really, really like, it was kind of like in line with what my resume was about. I think in that particular resume, for my skills, I had like customer service like right on top of it. I had like communication skills, interpersonal skills, and just so many things that they needed in that job. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I got, like, because trust me, I think I applied on ZipRecruiter, like it was within a couple of days, and I got that email from that particular company. And I went for the interview. The manager was super friendly, and the interview just flowed. Like, it wasn't something that took a lot of stress for me. And immediately I made it to the next stage of the interview, and that's how I literally started working in that company. I didn't stay with that company for that long. I think from working there, I got my first support work job, like literally like before I left the company, like a month later. But that really helped me being able to have a resume that was literally in line with what they needed. I think a lot of times people just use one resume for multiple jobs. What I'm going to say is that one of the easiest jobs you can actually get when you come here is the door-to-door sales job. And one of the reasons why I didn't mind the job at that time was because I just wanted to like get into the system. I wanted to build some type of Canadian, experience. I wanted to it was something that, that made sense at that time to do. It wasn't like the most convenient job, because I remember, but that's where I met my super close friend right now. We were going from house to house. We worked with, I think before I left the job, I had worked with two different non-profit organizations. I had worked with Red Cross, and I had worked with BC Children's Hospital. I think I first started working with the BC Children's Hospital, and then I worked with Red Cross. So it was a good experience because it's something that really helped out in my resume, because obviously I worked for a good cause. I was raising funds for this organization. It wasn't the easiest job, but it was a good experience, because then I was able to, I was able to get like reference, like actual reference for the other jobs I had to apply for. I was like, okay, I've worked in this place, even though it was like 1 month plus, but I worked here, and I was able to, add that to my resume that, oh, I have some type of experience in Canada, even though yeah, I'm new in Canada, but I still have a little bit of experience. But yeah, one thing I would say that helps people get jobs is just being able to um, fit exactly what they need in the job description. You might not have that particular job role, you might not have done that particular job role. When you're applying to jobs, what you should look out for, like the first thing you should like pay critical attention to the job description, the set of skills that they need for that job. A lot of times you might see a job role that might not look very similar to what you've done before. That might not seem like a role that you've had to deal with. But when you look at the job description, it is literally like part of what you've done. Like you have that experience. Maybe they might call it something different, but you do have that experience that they need. So make sure that you read through the job descriptions of whatever jobs you're applying to. Don't just assume that, oh, this job, I don't think I can do it. Oh my gosh, I don't have experience in this thing. Go through the job description and trust me, you're going to find something that actually like aligns with what you've done. And then you can craft your resume around those skills that align with what you've done. You can even like recraft the job positions you've had in the past to fit into those things, like job positions of the same company you've worked with, right? You can just integrate what they want you. You have to just learn how to fit your resume into the jobs that you are applying for. And it's not about you lying on your resume, it's just being strategic with how you present your resume. And never ever use the same resume to apply for multiple jobs, because at the end of the day, it's not going to be exactly the same job description for all those jobs. This is something I had to learn the hard way, because trust me, I applied to like, I don't even know how many jobs I applied to. I just wake up sometimes in the morning and I just send out resumes to multiple companies that I see that I have job openings that day. Like I was such a lazy applicant. Like, would I call it an applicant? Yes, I was a lazy applicant. I wasn't desperately looking for a job. The first 3 months I said I got to Canada, because I was still like kind of like trying to settle in. But the moment I was ready, I became very, very like, I think the third month was when I became very intentional with how I was applying. And then I started crafting resumes based on where I was sending out my applications, like based on the job descriptions I saw. So that like customizing resumes based on the different jobs you see, and crafting your job roles, your previous job roles, to kind of like fit into the jobs you're looking for, ensuring that you're integrating the job duties of what you're applying to into your previous job duties, just making sure that everything you're doing aligns with the different. It takes a lot of work, right? And that's why it's better for you to do like 5 quality applications in a week than hundreds of like mass produced applications, because all those 100 applications, you might get lucky though. You might be lucky too, might kind of like align with your resume, even if you didn't do any tweak, and they will call you. But a lot of times, if you do like mass production, like just sending out your resumes left, right, center, you're not really going to get that many calls, because you have to look at the job description and you have to make sure that your resume fits into the job description. Let's say you want to apply somewhere and you know someone in that company. Don't be angry with them that, oh, you don't want to refer me, or you don't want to help me out. There's so much that they can do. They might put in a good word for you. Oh, I know this person. Maybe they are close to one of the HR coordinators. They'll be like, oh, one of my friends wants to apply. But it's up to you to get that job. So when I see people, trying to be like, oh, why not refer me, it depends on the situation. It depends on the kind of job setting. There are some jobs that someone cannot just go to the HR department and be like, oh, I want to refer this person. They might just ask you, do you know anybody that works in this company? Join the application process. And then you can go ahead, you inform that person, and then you go ahead and put their names and then continue the application. But all those things don't necessarily mean that you're going to somehow get the job. You still have to do your own work. You still have to make sure that the resume you're submitting makes sense, it's in line, and when you're called for the interview, you're prepared for it, and you do, like, if possible, practice interview questions before you go for your interview, so that you're kind of like more grounded to tackle any question that they throw your way. It's all about intentionality. When you're applying, apply with intention, and at the end of the day, it's through the grace of God that takes us to the next level and gives us opportunities, provides the opportunities, opens doors for us. So make sure you pray in everything that you do, and it's going to be easy for you. I've known people that do not get their first job till like after 1 year in Canada, and it's not like they were not applying; they were actively, like, vigorously applying, and they didn't get it. So sometimes it's just, there's no one way to these things. You just have to try your best. Go for career fairs. There was a career fair I wanted to go for this period, but that day I just got back from work and I was super tired, and I was like, you know what, next one. So I know it's not easy, but you can just make an attempt, and also talk to people, try to ask questions to find out, like, just to get details of companies, because there are some companies that might be hiring, but they might not have it like out there that, oh, we are hiring. But like, if you send in your resume, and it fits into what they need, they would most likely hire you. Another thing is sending resumes directly to the company websites. Don't just like depend on Indeed and ZipRecruiter and Craigslist. You can actually go to the website directly, or check out Job Bank in Canada and apply directly to those companies. Don't just depend on Indeed. Another way you can also like get a job is by connecting to people on LinkedIn. I really don't use LinkedIn often, to be very honest. I'm not very active there, but I try to update my profile as much as I can. But you can actually connect to people on LinkedIn, because a lot of times there's a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. In fact, LinkedIn is the place, especially if you're trying to get a corporate job. Try to connect to people, connect to HR coordinators, HR managers, send in your resume, tell them that you're interested, maybe check out if they have any postings, and you can send a message that this is your field. Just tell them about you, and tell them about your experience, and tell them about like your skills and the things that like make you perfect for the position. Basically, you just have to learn how to sell yourself. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That was my experience. I literally, like, my first job was, I've worked in hospitality, but my first job that I bought for the hospitality was a temp agency. So temp agencies also help out a lot. Like, you can also even download InstaWork and try to, because the more jobs you do, the more experience you're gaining. So don't feel bad that, oh, you don't have anything consistent the first few months that you arrive here, the first few months that you work. Don't feel bad that you don't have anything consistent. Maybe you're a casual, or temporary worker, things like that. Don't feel bad about it. The more experience you build, even if it's like jobs that you do once a week, the better it is for you, rather than you not doing anything at all. So temp agencies also work. Just check out for temp agencies around depending on the province you live in. Also, the one that's very popular for hospitality is InstaWork. But like, there was a particular agency I was in. It wasn't InstaWork, but I was able to get like hospitality jobs, like working in stadiums, working in food stands, and all of that, aside from fundraising jobs. So just try your best, put yourself out there, talk to people, ask questions. Don't depend on just Indeed. Apply. Like, I literally got my first job from ZipRecruiter. Apply everywhere. Craigslist, ZipRecruiter, and also be careful so it's not like a fraud, because there are some jobs that are fraudulent. I felt I was like a victim of a fraudulent job, a fraudulent work from home job. So you also have to be careful. But yeah, just do your best. Make sure that you check for that company. Make sure you do your research to make sure that it's a legit company, and then you apply. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was insightful and it was helpful. I'll talk to you guys in my next talk. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also leave comments on if you have any work related questions. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.